This is a bear. He doesn't have a name. But Cameron really likes traditional stuffed animals. One of the first stuffed animals he gave me was a bear. A very authentic, traditional looking stuffed bear. When I got psychotic, I gave away my stuffed bear. He brought me another. I gave that one away too. He brought me a third. So this is the third reincarnation of the very first gift that he bought me. He got a rip and a tear, and so I gave him a Band-Aid to cover his boo-boo. As I said, Cameron likes traditional looking stuffed animals, especially bears. And so in one Easter basket several years ago, he got me this little tiny bear. And I gave this little tiny bear to my big bear. Because everyone needs a little company, even stuffed animals. This is Fibro Fox, or Funky Fox. I was having a particularly bad day when everything goes wrong, and I was feeling particularly ill and in a lot of pain. Cameron happened to be with me that day, and he was out running errands, and he came back with this little guy. I'm drawn to stuffed animals with the big eyes. They don't have to be this particular brand, but something about the big doe eyes draws my attention. And he thought that I needed something to pick me up. And so he got named Funky Fox or Fibro Fox because that is why he was purchased, to help pick me up when I was feeling funky. Speaking of big eyes, this is the original stuffed animal that started my love affair with big-eyed stuffed animals. This is David the goat, named after Cameron. Cameron's middle name is David. I believe our second year together, potentially our third, we went to the cider mill, and he got me this stuffed animal as a souvenir. It was the one that I was most drawn to. I thought it was a cow at first, but it's got a tail. Cows do not really have that kind of a tail. So after some looking, I believe it is a goat. Whoop. Sorry, David. I lost David the goat when we were at the cider mill, and I was in great distress because it was a very sweet thing for him to do, and I liked it very much. So we went back through his iPod pictures and tried to backtrack our trail all through the cider mill and till we found the last photo that I had it and the last location that I had it, and I was able to re-find David the goat. David's actual name is, I don't think I've ever even looked because I named him right off the bat. But these toys have their own name. Butter. David the goat is much better than Butter. Oh no! This little guy you may have seen in my garden video when we took the trip to Hidden Gardens. That's actually when he was purchased relatively recently. I was immediately drawn to him. He has big eyes again, but also he is a sloth. He is the first sloth stuffed animal that I have seen, And I have a recent love affair since being diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome with sloths. And I looked up their totem description as a spirit animal, and they encourage us to see the world from a different angle, probably because they hang upside down most of the time, and to slow down and appreciate everything that's happening in life, so they are mindful. It's actually a good message. And so he is my most recent and my current favorite. And I just went ahead and kept his name. His name is Dangler, which I found quite amusing because I'm easily amused like that. So this is Dangler the Sloth. He has little glittery paws, and he wouldn't be nearly as cute if he didn't. And his arms are twice as long as his feet. So this is my sloth spirit animal. Dangler the Sloth. With his big eyes. This guy is a throwback to way back when I started YouTube. I used to keep him in my background. He may be quite familiar if you've been watching for a while. But he doesn't go alone. He comes as part of a pair. He is Monkey. He is just the monkey. He has no name. He is just the nameless monkey. His friend is the frog. Also nameless frog. When Cameron and I first started dating, we went to the frog pond. And after it was our first or second date, we went to the frog pond, and frogs became a little totem in our relationship. So frog is very representative of our relationship. It's one of our things. And my partner that passed away, his nickname was Monkey Boy. And so monkeys are very representative of him and my past with him. And we were yard sailing, and in the top of the box, almost holding each other just like they are now, was this little pair. And I love the way they look. They're more traditional, old-fashioned looking stuffed animals than the big bug-eyed ones that I'm typically drawn to, or the bright, colorful, cartoony ones I'm typically drawn to. They're more along Cameron's style, but they're beautiful. They look like old-fashioned toys, and it was synchronicity, like it was meant to be, that the monkey and the frog were together as a little team. It's like my history, my past and my present. And they were right on top of the box. And it was early in our relationship, so this is has personal value to me because it's two of my strongest relationships in my life. And they came as a team. And Cameron has a lot of similarities to Michael in his character. Not in his looks or those superficial things, but in his kindness is very, very similar. And so I think if they were both somehow to know each other, they would have got along. Just like these two, monkey and frog. And last but not least, this is my sheep. It does not have a name either. I should really give it a name. This is my sleep sheep. Sleepy sheep. Maybe that will be its name. Sleep. Or sleepy. Because I keep him on my bed, both for aesthetics, because he looks kind of like a pillow. And I sometimes use him as a pillow. And you count sheep to fall asleep, so I thought it was very fitting. It was 2 Easters ago. We were shopping for egg coloring kits, and I saw him and was immediately drawn to him. And of course, when I am drawn to something because he is how he is, usually I don't even mention that I might want it. I'm just drawn to it, and he can tell. And so Cameron bought me this for Easter 2 years ago. And Sleepy the sheep, he lives on my bed. I count him. It doesn't take long as I fall asleep. One and done. Um, and that is my current collection of stuffed animals. They've all come with meaning or as a gift, um, or at a specific trip or adventure that we've had, or during a sad or down time as a pick me up gift, and most of which have come from Cameron. And so they are sentimental for a variety of reasons, and I cannot get rid of them. So that is the end of my Meet My Stuffed Animals video. I, ha ha ha, hope you enjoyed it.